The Children's Museum of Holyoke is a place where children and adults learn together about art, science, and the world around them through hands-on exhibits. Children challenge themselves, discover how the world works, explore new roles, and learn by doing. I'm Nathan O'Leary for Comcast Newsmakers at the Majestic Theater in West Springfield, Massachusetts. Children's Museum Executive Director Susan Kelley joins me. Susan, welcome to Newsmakers.
Thank you, Nathan.
The Children's Museum started in a storefront. Now 50,000 visitors learn and enjoy there. Can you talk about the growth of the museum? Sure.
It was about 34 years ago. This group of junior league volunteers, if you will, they're still in existence. They started this idea of having a small children's museum. They started in a storefront and on High Street, and they quickly grew out of it. They had a few signature things like a post office and paper making, which Paper City. And then they moved to Springdale, where they grew a little bit more, and they outgrew that. And then they were lucky enough to be put into a building in the Heritage State Park. It is where they've been located for about 28 years now. And that's where the growth has happened.
The museum has moved several times during its history, and it's located in downtown Holyoke now. Why is this location important?
It's the heart of the city, and we're like a gem in the middle of the city. There isn't a whole lot down there. The absolutely beautiful Holyoke merry-go-round is there, and the Heritage State Park, which has some history to it. Their visitor center is part of the Heritage State Park, and that's our big draw.
Can you share with us some of the Children's Museum's signature exhibits?
Yes. If you walked in with your child and they would see this huge curvy climber that has been there for about 20 years, and the kids can go from the floor to the ceiling and climb, and they never want to come off of it. There's a water table, and if you remember to bring a change of clothes, they absolutely dive into that, literally. There's a fire station, there's an ambulance.
Tell us about the new exhibits.
One of them is, it's called the Amazing Air Maze. It's like a pneumatic tube system almost. It's floor to ceiling tubing, and there's a feeding center where you shoot these, you can put these balls and scarves in, and they come flying out, and you can change the direction. It's awesome.
So how do you go about, though, deciding which exhibit would be appropriate for kids, which would be educational? How do you decide all that?
That's an interesting question, because I really, a lot of it was second nature to me, how to make improvements without spending a lot of money when I first got there. And then as things changed, I was able to go to some national meetings, and I met other people and vendors, and I came across a few things that within the budget would fit and would be a wow factor. And so that was the air maze we added 2 years ago, and the other one is a light bright wall, if you remember the little pegs.
Oh yeah, of course.
So those even enhanced what we have already, and right about now we are about to launch the biggest project ever, which is a World of Motion, which is a STEM-based exhibit coming up.
Is there an advisory group that helps you make some decisions?
There is a board of about 20 people. A lot of them are local. A lot of them are truly invested. Some of them are the original starters of the museum. And they are awesome. They know they need to change. They trusted me. They let me, they give me a lot of rein to make good decisions, and it's proven to work out great, and they're awesome.
What do you think the secret is to keeping this museum thriving year after year?
Believe it or not, clean. It's the first thing people notice when they come in. Happy people everywhere. Our staff is wonderful. They comment on that all the time. And the change of exhibits, the child doesn't get bored.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us here. Susan Kelley, Executive Director of the Children's Museum of Holyoke.
Thank you, Nathan.
And thank you for joining us here for Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Nathan O'Leary.